Hi, I'm Kevin Walker from Unity Audio, and we're the UK distributors for Telefunken microphones, and we're here today at ESV TV to talk to you about the Telefunken microphone range. And we're going to kick off with the legendary ELA M 251. This is an incredible microphone. For what it's worth, my favourite microphone of all time. If I'm doing a recording session, I've got one of these available, I'll always go to this microphone. It's just amazing, incredible mic. And it's a microphone that Telefunken produced in conjunction with AKG Acoustics back in 1959, and they produced it from that period through to 65. And they made about over 3,500 of these microphones. Original ones today are worth an absolute fortune. You hear figures of $10,000 to even $20,000 for original examples of this microphone. So Telefunken actually started reproducing the polar pattern selector switch when they started back in 2000, and it grew from there. They basically faithfully reverse engineered this microphone to exactly how an original one is. There's a lot of microphone companies out there who make a microphone look like a vintage microphone. That's the easy part. Actually making it sound like one, that's another story altogether. So here's a close-up of the 251E, and you can see the polar pattern selector switch is actually on the microphone body itself. Back in that era, it was quite common to have the polar pattern selector on the power supply, but Telefunken on the 251 had it on the microphone itself. So the 251 has three patterns. It has Omni, Figure of 8, and Cardioid. And not that Telefunken Electroacoustics, the modern Telefunken, make it anymore, but the original 250 was a two-pattern microphone. It was Cardioid and Omni, kind of when it was competing against the U47, and then the U48 came out, that was Cardioid and Figure of 8. And Telefunken responded with this and actually put three patterns on there, so Figure of 8, Omni and Cardioid. And I'll just open up the microphone real quick. Very easy to take apart. It's actually encased in plastic, and it's quite funny that Telefunken, that was a very expensive material back in that day. But anyway, that's still retained to this day. Here you can see the tube, the 6072A tube inside. This also uses the exact same transformer spec the original Half transformers had. So again, that's something that's a faithful reproduction of the original one. So this is an incredible fact that you can actually take any component from this newly produced Telefunken 251 and replace it with any of those components in an original microphone from 50 years ago. So that tells you that this microphone is on the money. It's the exact authentic version of that original microphone. It uses a CK12 capsule. This version is the E version, 251E, or export version, which has the General Electric 6072A tube in there. It's got 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz frequency response. It's 11 dBA self noise, which is very, very quiet for a valve microphone. And you've got something like 130 dB SPL. Something else to mention about the microphone is how it sounds, and it's a beautifully balanced microphone. The mid-range in particular is really interesting. I think that's a really good appeal about the 251. It's just a nice mid-range. It's sort of present, but not in your face too much. And the top end is open, but not excessive. It's absolute joy to use. It's just so well balanced. And it's also used in lots of different sort of genres of music as well. Not so long ago, Jeff Foster at Air Studios bought 3 of these to use in primarily a Decca Tree arrangement. He does a lot of classical recording and film soundtrack recording, so that's a big part of his mic setup now for this microphone. You can use it on pretty much anything. You can put it in front of opera singers. I had a customer as an opera singer, incredible range, and this microphone doesn't choke, doesn't fold under extreme SPLs. So it's generally favoured for vocals, but you can put it in front of anything. It's fabulous on acoustic guitar. It's a brilliant drum, mono drum overhead. I use that quite a lot personally. you can get great results on pretty much anything you put it in front of. They do the non-E version as well, which was the version that the German and Austrian broadcasters preferred. And the main difference with that model is the tube. It has Telefunken AC 701 tube in that. Very, very rare tube. Very expensive if you find those. Slightly different tonality. Subtle difference. Slightly better specs on that one. The noise goes down even further to 7 dB, and the SPL is 132, still a 20/20 frequency response. As you can see, the microphone comes with all the accessories you need. The swivel mount, cable assembly, separate power supply, shock mount, and a gorgeous little flight case here. Can't recommend this microphone high enough. Absolutely stunning microphone.